the DDB. I, Undersecretary Moro Virilio Lasso, along with my colleagues from the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, am here to present to you our agency's 2025 National Expenditure Program. I will begin by citing our 2023 to first semester 2024 financial and physical accomplishments, followed by PDEA's 2025 performance targets, followed by the 2023 COA findings, recommendations, and actions taken. After which, we shall proceed by discussing PDEA's proposed 2025 budget as per the National Expenditure Program. The budget shall be dissected according to allotment class and appropriation source. We will also review PDEA's Tier 2 project proposals for 2025 as approved by DBM, which were included in our 2025 NEP. Next, I will be detailing our agency's major programs, activities, and projects as indicated in the 2025 National Expenditure Program. Lastly, we shall discuss our proposals for fiscal year 2025 congressional initiative projects. With the budget entrusted to PDEA, may I humbly present to the Honorable Committee the agency's financial and physical target accomplishments, starting with our accomplishments for the year 2023. For PDEA's financial performance for 2023, Your Honor, I respectfully request your permission for our Acting Director of Financial Management Service, Director Marla Bridget Galvan, to discuss this portion.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon once again. For the PDEA budget as of 2023, sir, PDEA received a total allotment of 3,263,466,000, of which 3,021,572,000 was received as the agency-specific budget, and 161,287,000 was received under automatic appropriations, and 80,607,000 under special purpose fund. Continuing appropriations from previous years from 2022 amount to 38,209,000. So the sum of allotments from 2023 and the continuing appropriations amount to 3,301,675,000. For the obligations incurred for 2023, it totaled to 3,260,788,000 or 98.76% of the total allotment received. It consists of the 3,229,065,000 from the 2023 funds and the 31,723,000 from the continuing appropriations. So for 2023, total disbursement amounted to 3,163,693,000 or 97% of the total obligations incurred, with 3,152,804 from the 2023 allotment and 10,889,000 from the continuing appropriations. With regards to the unobligated allotment, sir, we totaled 40,917,000 with 34,431 from the 2023 allotments and 6,486,000 from the continuing appropriations. So for the total unobligated for the total unpaid obligations, sir, this amounts to 97,067,000. So this consists from the 2023 allocations amounting to 76,231,000 and the 20,834,000 from the continuing appropriations. So that's our financial performance, sir, for 2023. If I may I turn over the floor to our DG for the discussion on the physical performance, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. For the agency's 2023 physical performance report, I am happy to report that PDEA has significantly exceeded its targeted output indicators, which are the following: to arrest 35% high-value targets, which was surpassed but at 88.66% or at 2,565 arrested HVTs out of 2,893 drug personalities arrested. To conduct 325 high-impact operations, which was almost doubled at 610 high-impact operations conducted. To receive drug-related information and reports, validate this, then initiate operations on at least 25% of these reports received. this was again surpassed at 66.71% or 1,128 anti-drug operations out of 1,691 drug-related information and reports acted upon. PDEA's target outcome is to decrease barangay drug affectation by 32.24% or 7,134 out of 22,129 drug-affected barangays. However, PDEA was only able to clear 6.13% or 1,356 out of 22,129 drug-affected barangays due to several factors. First, the presence of armed groups in the barangays makes implementation of the Barangay Drug Clearing Program, or BDCP, a huge challenge and risk, thus making the targeted areas inaccessible to the program. Two, some barangays are located in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, leading to a protracted and disrupted implementation of the program in the area. Three, some drug personalities are uncooperative when it comes to undergoing rehabilitation and reformation programs. And last, there is a definite lack of facility and funds for rehabilitation and reintegration centers. From January to December 2023, PDEA was able to seize a total of 13.15 billion worth of illegal drugs, broken down as follows: 1,832 kilograms of shabu, 387.89 kilograms of marijuana, 37.65 kilos of marijuana kush, 36.73 kilos of cocaine, and 30,536 pieces of ecstasy. As you all know, methamphetamine hydrochloride, or shabu, is the primary illegal drug of choice in the Philippines. Hence, it is also the most trafficked and most often seized drug in the country. On the screen are the major seizures of 2023, achieved through collaborative efforts of PDEA personnel and other law enforcement bodies. In the leftmost portion, it reads, 574.80 kilograms of shabu were seized and one foreign national was arrested during a search warrant implementation conducted by elements of PNP, PDEA, and NBI on March 29, 2023 in Barangay Irisan, Baguio City. In the center photo, 529.70 kilograms of shabu were seized during an interdiction operation conducted by elements of NBI Task Force Against Illegal Drugs, PDEA, BOC, and NICA on September 22, 2003 at Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, Port of Subic, Zambales. And the rightmost picture shows 274.59 kilograms of shabu seized during the interdiction operation conducted by joint elements of PDEA, BOC, and PNP on October 5, 2023 at the Manila International Container Port in Tondo, Manila. As to major drug hauls, again on the left, 29.96 kilograms of shabu seized and 3 drug personalities were arrested in a buy-bust operation by the joint elements of PDEA and PNP on February 19, 2023 along Puig Avenue, Barangay Pampang, Angeles City, Pampanga. On the center photograph, 19.98 kilograms of shabu were seized and 2 drug personalities were arrested during a buy-bust operation conducted by PDEA on September 12, 2023 in Tambo, Parañaque City. And lastly, on the right, 16.85 kilograms of shabu were seized and 1 South African national was arrested during an interdiction operation conducted by elements of PDEA Region 7 Airport Interdiction Unit at the Mactan, Cebu International Airport. For PDEA's financial...
Sir, pakibalik,
Yes, sir.
pakibalik yung picture na yan. Itong nahuli sa Pampanga, saka nahuli sa Parañaque, magkamukha lang sir, ano? Packaging lang, pareho lang.
let me just check, sir.
Parang pareho ang packaging nila.
The one that were taken in Tambo, Parañaque, I think they are the same, sir, considering the green packaging.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the same. Yeah.
So meaning, baka isang shipment lang ito, tapos nakalat ka agad, na-distribute ka agad.
But it may also be different shipments, sir, but using only one supplier.
One source.
Yes,
Pwede,
yes, sir.
pwede one
Yes.
source. Okay. Continue, sir, continue.
For PDEA's financial performance for the first semester of 2024, I again respectfully ask your permission for our acting Director of Financial Management Service, Director Galvan, to discuss this portion.
Your Honor, for 2024, PIDEA received a total allotment of 4,049,424,000, of which 3,818,789,000 was received as agency-specific budget. So yung 160 million po, 109,000 was received under the automatic appropriations, and the 70,526,000 is under a special purpose fund. So yung continuing appropriations po namin from previous year, 2023, amount to 34,431,000. So the sum of allotments from our 2024 and the continuing appropriations is 4,083,855,000. So the obligations incurred po for the first semester of 2024 totaled 1,722,360,000, or 42.17% of the total allotment received. This consists of the 1,694,000,000 from the 2024 funds and the 27,537,000 from our continuing appropriations. So currently, the total disbursement po for the first semester is 1,538,304,000, or 89.31% of the total obligations incurred, with 1,524,991,000 from the 2024 allotment. And for the continuing appropriation, sir, is 13,313,000. Now, with regards po, sir, sa aming unobligated allotments, total to 2,361,495,000, of which 2,354,000,000 yung aming 2024 allotments, and yung for the continuing appropriations is 6,894,000. Now, with regards po sa aming unpaid obligations, this amount to 177,901,000. This consists also the funds for 2024 amounting to 169,832,000. And from the continuing appropriations is 8,069,000. To date, sir, we already have 54% budget utilization rate as of August 31, 2024 po. For the 2024 physical targets, I shall again turn over the floor to DG Lasso, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. For 2024, PIDEA recalibrated its objectives. Instead of being measured for a criteria that was not within its control, it shifted to one that was. The outcome indicator, percentage decrease in barangay drug affectation, was changed to percentage decrease in drug personality, consequently substituting its target to 10% reduction of annual target list. For the agency's first semester 2024 physical performance report, I am happy to report that PIDEA has already exceeded its annual targeted output indicators, which are the following: to arrest 35% high-value targets, which was surpassed at 78.07%, or 1,175 arrested HVTs out of 1,505 drug personalities arrested. To conduct 325 high-impact operations, which has already exceeded at 371 high-impact operations. To receive drug-related information and reports, validate these, then initiate operations on at least 25% of these reports received. This has already been surpassed at 69.03%, or 651 anti-drug operations out of 943 drug-related information and reports acted upon. From January to June 2024, PIDEA was able to seize a total of 4.58 billion worth of illegal drugs, broken down as follows: 338.57 kilograms of shabu, 1,123.92 kilograms of marijuana, 786.77 kilos of marijuana kush, 23.36 kilos of cocaine, and 47,799 pieces of ecstasy. On the screen are the major drug seizures of PIDEA from January to June 2024. The leftmost picture shows 30.44 kilograms of shabu seized during the interdiction operation conducted by the Clark Interdiction Task Group on March 25, 2024 at the Federal Express warehouse in Clark Freeport Zone. The picture in the center shows 24.93 kilograms of shabu seized during the buy-bust operation conducted by joint elements of PIDEA and the PNP on January 22, 2024 in Pampanga. And on the right side, 36.55 kilograms of dried marijuana leaves were seized and 3 drug personalities were arrested during the conduct of a buy-bust operation on February 12, 2024 by joint elements of PIDEA and the PNP in Nueva Vizcaya.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
for purposes of clarity, ano nga yung diferensya ng marijuana kush at saka marijuana? Ay, pakibalik kayong last before the slide before that. Sige pa, atras mo pa. Yan. 1,000 marijuana tapos marijuana kush.
Yes, sir.
I-differentiate mo, sir.
Sir, ang kush generally refers to a hybrid or pure contents of the cannabis indica of marijuana. So parang it's a better and higher version of the ordinary marijuana. So you also have better and long-lasting effects. So kaya mas mahal, sir. O parang kung sa sigarilyo o kung sa alak, premium, sir, ito. Kontra dun sa ordinary lang. So
Parang yung marijuana, yan yung leaves na yung nakatadtad tapos nilalagay sa yung ang tawag ng papel na pang rolling paper. Yeah. Yan yung marijuana. Maliit. Yung kush, ito yung marijuana na pinrasis na parang, hindi ba yung parang ginawang maliliit na chocolate chips? Yung may square, ganun ka, parang chocolate chips na ganun na parang brownies. So, yan yung kush.
no, sir, yung kush is if I can simply put it, it's a better plant. Kasi, sir, parang minodify na po nila yung normal na marijuana eh. So nag-breed sila ng mas matinding marijuana na mas mataas ang contents, mas mahalang long lasting. So that's why it looks very different from the ordinary marijuana plant.
5 fingers pa rin.
Hindi na, sir.
Ano na forma?
Iba na, sir. If you can kung pwedeng i-google, sir, makita nyo iba na ang forma ng plant.
Ibang-iba na?
Yes, sir, iba na. Hindi na yung 5 fingers. Parang
Genetically modified. Meron natin sa Pilipinas yan, marami na.
dumarating, sir. May dumarating.
Dumarating.
Yes, sir.
Pero yung pinaplant natin, nakukuha natin sa
Yes.
Cordillera, nakukuha natin sa mga bundok doon sa Mindanao.
Yes, sir.
Wala pa
Walang
dito.
push pa, sir, doon. Wala pa. Yes, I think, yeah.
Endemic.
Afghanistan and India, I think, sir, it's endemic doon. Itong marijuana push.
Push.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Saan ako? So to continue, sir, the photo on the left is showing 62.88 kilograms of marijuana kush that were seized during an interdiction operation conducted by PIDEA and BOC at the Manila International Container Port. The middle photo shows the confiscation of 68.69 kilograms of marijuana kush at an interdiction operation at the Manila International Container Port as well.
Sir, yung pangalawang picture, parang powdered na yan, oh. Nakalagay sa plastic, sa silupin. Yung
Hindi-
kush na yan, parang powdered.
Hindi pa rin, sir. Hindi pa rin. Ano pa
Ano?
rin?
Leaves lang talaga?
Leaves, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
12 leaf nga dried.
Dried, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pero, gaya ng sinasabi nyo kanina, sir, for example, they can extract oil from this. Yung
Yes.
oil niya is mas matindi kaysa yung normal na oil na makukuha mo. Parang high grade, parang ganun, sir. Yeah.
Oh, pero yan, yung nahuli niyo is purely leaves lang, leaves. Dried leaves. In fact, hindi pa nga siguro yan tinadtad. Hindi pa. Thank you, sir. Continue.
If I may add, sir, the difficulty sometimes now arises when the shipments come from Thailand, for example, because in Thailand, it is legal, it's legitimate. So, the Thai authorities, I think they do not give much emphasis whether where these parcels are going. So since legitimate sir sa Thailand, it's okay to export it, di ba? Parang ganun. So, but when it comes to the Philippines, it's illegal, so hinuhuli po natin.
No, bahala sila sa batas lang doon. Basta
Yes, sir.
kayo dito, illegal yan.
Opo, sir.
Pagpasok dito, whether or not legal ang pagkakuha, pagpasok sa ating jurisdiction, illegal talaga yan. Thank you, sir.
And lastly, on the rightmost photo, approximately 4,389 pieces of ecstasy seized during an interdiction operation at the NAIA Central Mail Exchange Center. With the agency continuously surpassing its output indicator targets, PIDEA and DBM settled on upgraded performance targets for 2025. To be specific, PIDEA retains its 10% target list reduction goal, while the target percentage of HVTs to be arrested versus the total arrest was increased from 35% in 2024 to 60%. The target number of high impact operations to be conducted was increased from 325 operations in 2024 to 500, and the percentage of drug-related information and reports acted upon resulting to anti-drug operations was increased from 35% in 2024 to 60%. For this portion on the 2023 COA findings and recommendations and the respective actions taken by the agency, I am again respectfully asking that Ms. Director Director Galvan to present this topic.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, we're happy to report that out of the 12 COA findings, 5 of which are already completed and fully implemented. But as to the ongoing implementation, let me emphasize, as to the number 1 COA findings, as to the unrecorded report of materials and supplies issued, this has been deferred on the time of check by the COA auditors, since the actual distribution and receipt of uniforms were not yet distributed to the provincial offices. So this was pending, and currently we are now consolidating the certificate of acceptance received by the end user. With regards to number 2, this has been already fully implemented by our agency and as also reported to our COA resident auditor. For the COA findings number 3,
Sige, kuha na. Anyway,
yes sir.
hindi ba kaya kayo makukulong yan ng mga problema na yan?
Yes sir.
Huwag na yung asikasuhin yan. Basta
Yes sir.
importante, safe kayo.
Yes sir.
Kaya niyong aksyonan yan.
Yes sir.
Okay, so
We will
no need to
address
discuss.
them.
Mag-submit na lang kayo para pag magtanong doon sa plenary, masabi ko yung explanation ninyo.
Yes sir.
Okay? I-ready
Yes,
lang
sir.
yun.
Okay.
Kasi importante hindi kayo makulong dyan sa kuha findings na yan.
Yes sir.
Okay? Ano pa? Continue, sir. Continue.
For this portion on the National Expenditure Program for 2025, I again respectfully ask Ms. Galvan to present this topic, Your Honor.
For the fiscal year 2025 agency budget, we're very happy and grateful to the DBM that the PIDEA receive an allocation, or we will be receiving an allocation of 3,991,668,000 for 2025, and for continuously supporting our agency in our vision and mission for a drug-free Philippines. Now, for the 2025 budget allocation, so the allotment for the PS is actually 2,017,000,000. For MOE is 1,446,000,000. And for the capital outlay is 527,400 pesos. So that's our breakdown of expenses by allotment class. For the appropriations as to the specific agency budget, this is 3,828,000,000. For our RLIP allocation is 163,402,000. And for the special account, that's none. So a total of 3,991,668,000. Now, to compare our 2024 versus 2025 GAA versus NEP, so PIDEA received 3,978,898,000 under 2024 GAA, and 3,991,668 for 2025 National Expenditure Program. So this table shows a 12,770,000 million increase, or 32% budget growth between 2024 and 2025. With regards to the increase of budget, the following are actually the major projects proposed during our Tier 2 to DBM. So these are the considerations approved by the DBM Technical Committee. Number 2 is actually the procurement of our janitorial services. So we propose that the existing janitorial personnel be increased and including the budget for the 2025. Now, with regards to the acquisition of our private security agency, the same is true with our janitorial services, given the fact that we already consider the different sites, including the establishment of PIDEA Academy in Tanay Rizal. With regards to our number 4 budget, this is actually, sir, a continuing program for the provision of improved services and facilities of our narcotic detection dogs.
Paano yan? Hindi na tayo bibili ng aso. Meron na tayong sariling breeding.
That is the end goal, Your Honor. Yeah, because as I was saying earlier, Your Honor, just last year I think we tried to procure 4 dogs and we went beyond the time or for the period of procuring these dogs, and so we are now trying to venture into breeding our own dogs.
Mas economic yan, sir. Mas economical kapag ganun gawin natin. Can just imagine, kamahal ng aso bilhin, di ba? Tapos kung meron na tayong sarili nating breeding, mas maganda. So, 5 million yung breeding na yan. Magkano? Yun, 4.7, 4.7, di ba?
The proposal actually, sir, is 8,790,000, but DBM provided 15,260,000, sir. So that's for the procurement of materials, veterinary equipment, and of course to support the breeding program of our canine dogs, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next project of PIDEA is the programming of additional budget for our newly established provincial office and interdiction units. So this is actually an additional fund to support our interdiction unit. The next item, number 7, is actually the provision of generator sets to our PIDEA regional offices. So targeting our newly established regional offices. The next item is the renovation of our existing multi-level parking. And of course, the establishment and design of a storage records facility. Because currently, we are concerning the piling up of records at the national headquarters, and we believe that the establishment of records room would lessen our problem on the existing piling up of records. Next would be the procurement of office furniture and fixtures. This is actually allocated for newly established Regional Office 9 and compliance service at the national headquarters. For our ISSP 2025 ICT projects, this entails national and regional offices information community technology system. So procurement of procurement and improvement of existing system, as well as maintenance of our existing system. Next is the targeting on the provision of compensation and benefits for our target personnel. A total of 331 personnel is actually allotted for to receive Loyalty Cash Award. The next item would be the procurement of additional vehicles. So we only requested 9 million, but we received approved 64 million from the DBM. So this is actually to support our existing fully depreciated service vehicle in the national and regional offices. The next item is actually the Barangay Drug Clearing Program that is actually a flagship program of PIDEA. So there is an increase of 126,411,000 on top of our Tier 1. And for the development of hair follicle drug testing, so there is actually two components, the procurement of the equipment itself and the training of the hair follicle drug testing among our chemists. And the two items, sir, is actually manageable between the DBM and PDEA, sir. Yes po, sir. So, all in all po, 13 out of 15 projects were considered by the technical committee from the Department of Budget and Management, sir.
Yung hair follicle, okay na yan ha? Nakalagay na yan. Sana
Yes, sir.
bantayan nyo yan na hindi yan matanggal ha? Baka merong mag-delete niyan. Yung NHA obligation, ano ba ito? Anong utang yan? Ha?
It used to be EIIB, correct, sir, Your Honor, but they are in a better position to explain.
Sige nga.
Yeah.
Paano kayo nagkautang sa NHA na wala mo kayong housing program? Sige daw, sige.
Apo. Currently, sir, we continuously receive billing statement from the NHA stating that we have pending obligation to pay. So, as of September, mid of
Anong
2024.
nature yan? What's the nature of that obligation? Sige nga, explain mo.
Sir, I will explain.
Sige, sige.
Sir, what happened is that the building or the structures that we occupy now used to be the office of the Economic Intelligence and Investigation Bureau. Remember this one, sir? Yung this was EIIB. Then later on, na-dissolve po yung EIIB, kinuha po yan ng PNP. PNP. That used to house a satellite office of NCRPO, sir. Okay. Now, na-transfer yan, sir, sa PIDEA. With the creation of PIDEA, it was given to PIDEA. And so, ang sinasabi ngayon, sir, ng NHA, magbayad kami sa NHA for for landing this property. Ang sinasabi naman, sir, namin, government to government lang yan, parang nanggaling lang sa kabilang bulsa to sa kanang bulsa. Bakit kami magbabayad? In the first place, saan naman kami kukuha ng billion, sir, na ano? So, we have been negotiating for the settlement of this problem ever since, not only during my time, sir, pero I think magkakaroon na ng liwanag ngayong taon. Tama, ma'am, di ba? So parang I think NHA is now going to condone this utang that we have with them kasi government din naman yung property na pinag-uusapan.
Ang tanong diyan, paano nakapasok sa picture ang NHA? From EIIB man yan na property. Paano napuntang NHA dyan? Sige nga.
Good afternoon once again, Mr. Chair. Ang building po kasi, including yung lupa, ay pag-aari po ito ng NHA. Ngayon po, nung panahon po ni President,
So yan lang, yung particular na yan,
Yan po,
yung
opo, yung
national
sa
headquarters nyo.
apo,
Yun lang ha, hindi kasama yung nasa region.
hindi po kasama yung nasa
Kasi yung mga EIIB property ng region noon, sa amin sa Davao City Police Office, pag may-ari yun ng PCINP, yung lote na yun. So hindi kasama dyan ang NHA.
Yes po.
Oh, so
Specific po ito sa
Dyan.
main office, central office.
national
lang po.
headquarters, sige.
Apo. And then, nung na-dissolve na po yung EIIB, so nagkaroon po ng executive order stating therein na lahat ng duties and obligations ay mapupunta sa PIDEA since si PIDEA po yung nag-occupy ng building. Nung panahon po ni President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, another executive order stating therein na yung assumption of duties and responsibilities ni PIDEA dun sa nakuha niyang obligations ni EIIB dapat is talagang i-comply ni PIDEA with the NHA. So that's the reason that that's why for several years we have been receiving yung statement of account or demand coming from the NHA for us to pay not only the principal obligation but the penalty, interest and surcharge. Kaya ngayon po ano na siya sa almost 2 billion na po siya. 2.2 billion.
Sabi mo yung NHA, masyado mo kayong negosyo. Hindi man ito negosyo ito, public service man ito. Gobyerno man ito, bakit pati interest sinisingil nyo kami? Diba? Government to government. Tama nga sabi ni General Lasso. Government to government. Pwede nga pag-usapan na lang ito. Di ba? Grabe naman billing-billing na abot ng 2 billion na. At anyway, hindi kayo pinunduhan ngayon ng pambayad dyan, di ba? Hindi kayo na-approve. Oh, so, hindi naman kayo magkukulong yan kung hindi kayo magbayad sa NHA. Di ba? No? Ha? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sir, per coordination with DBM, internal settlement lang daw po. So we already provided full documentation and supporting evidences regarding the NHA obligation. And according to DBM, sir, they will provide recommendation as to the condonation of liability by PIDEA to NHA.
Tama.
Opo.
Yun ang pinakamadali na solusyon. Diba? Tama. Sige, continue.
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, PIDEA continues to be grateful for the support that the Senate and the House of Representatives have been granting to PIDEA these past years. However, there remain some avenues for the improvement of PIDEA services, some projects that we need to implement to further improve our capacity and capability to serve the Filipino people. For 2025, PIDEA proposes for additional support in the amount of 836,739,000 on top of the allocated 3.9 billion NEP to fund 2 priority projects. Topmost priority is the creation of the National Anti-Illegal Drugs Task Force for a total project cost of 450 million. Can we flash the slide? Oh, sorry, sir. I will just finish this slide. And the second project is the continuation of the establishment of the new PIDEA Academy in Tanay Rizal, amounting to 386,739,000. As far as the PIDEA Academy is concerned, Your Honor, this is how do you call it? Part 3 already of the program cost of the realization of the PIDEA Academy. Now, if I will go back to project number 1, sir, ito po yung ICAD organizational structure that was created under Executive Order number 15 during the time of the previous administration, calling for this structure wherein the Director General of PIDEA is the chairperson, and under me, sir, were department heads coming from, as you can see, different agencies. We have restructured this organization, Your Honor, and that's the reason why we are proposing the creation of a national anti-illegal drugs task force, the functions of which are, I think we can proceed to the second slide. That will ultimately deter top-tier drug personalities and organized drug syndicates from engaging in high-level drug-related activities. It will generate intelligence regarding top-tier drug personalities and high-level illegal drug activities, proactively act on the emerging trends and threats in the illegal drug trade for a strategic decision-making and operational planning, facilitate coordination on border security measures for immediate interception of drug shipments and apprehension of drug smugglers, conduct operations to disrupt drug trafficking networks, dismantle illicit drug laboratories, apprehend high-value drug personalities, seize high-volume illegal drugs, and confiscate and forfeit proceeds, instruments, and other drug-related assets, and conduct drug and financial investigation against drug syndicates and high-level drug-related transactions. This is the structure of the proposed National Anti-Illegal Drugs Task Force here. As you can see, different law enforcement groups will be constituting the different teams that will be operating all over the country. We are planning to deploy 1 team here at the National, 4 teams at NCR, 2 teams in the Luzon area, 2 teams in the Visayas, and 3 teams in Mindanao. Sir, ang konsepto po nito is that on the leftmost blue box, light blue box that you can see, this will be the various memberships of the different teams. That so that coordination will be very easy. I mean, there will be embedded members of the law enforcement units already inside the team, so the team can move faster. But we need funding for this one in order to realize it, Your Honor. And it shall have a manpower complement of 404 personnel. Next slide. Detailed from the law enforcement agencies mentioned earlier. Baka sir po mag-increase ito. Kasi baka yung 12 teams, baka kailangan po namin dagdagan because I think we foresee we foresee that we need also the AFP to be on board. Because in the original planning, we were just thinking of including 2 AFP in the team, but I think especially in parts of Mindanao or in parts where insurgency or the secessionist groups are active, we will be asking the AFP to support us. So, in support of the proposal for the creation of this task force, PIDEA respectfully requests for an additional allocation of 450 million to fund the operationalization of the said unit. The requested fund can be itemized as follows. Operating expenses will be at 300 million, procurement of vehicles at 80 million, procurement of office equipment 20 million, and procurement of tactical equipment 50 million.
Anong magiging relationship nito ng PDEA?
Sir,
PDEA and the task force.
yes, sir.
PDEA will be under you. And the task force will be under you.
Yes, Your Honor. Parang special team sir ito dahil sir kulang talaga kami ng tao sa regional offices namin, and we rely very much on the help, particularly of the Philippine National Police and the National Bureau of Investigation in the conduct of our surveillance operations. But the present PIDEA, by the way, we are less than 3,000, Your Honor. And even if we insisted on asking DBM for additional personnel, unfortunately, hindi po kami makakuha ng additional na tao. So, we thought of having this team. Para ang konsepto, sir, for example lang, ang konsepto, we would be engaging the support of the mobile forces of the PNP, the units of the AFP deployed in the in the different areas in the country. We will be asking their help for the conduct of initial surveillance, and when there is something that is of interest to the special teams come in and they do the operation itself from taking it over from the AFP or PNP up to the filing of the cases. So, but again, the concentration will be top level personalities, Your Honor. So that's the reason why konti lang. Why in those areas? Obviously, in NCR and the outskirts of the proximate regions of NCR, which is 4A and 3, center of gravity for was this. And also, I'm sorry to say, it's also in Mindanao. We observed that large portions of Shabu being confiscated in Manila now are coming from south, Your Honor. So we would like to put 3 teams in Mindanao.
Yeah, continue.
And for the second priority of PIDEA, sir, this is phase 3. I said part 3 a while ago, which is the establishment of the construction of the new PIDEA Academy. For now, Your Honor, we were able to finish almost finish the fencing facility, which started with a 50 million budget before in 2022. And for 2023, we were given a budget of 500 million, Your Honor, and this has been recently turned over to the DPWH because they are the implementers of the project. And now we are asking for this phase 3 budget that will construct these particulars that you can see in the slide. Hoping.
So, sir, hindi pa gamit, no? Hindi pa ito occupied?
Not yet.
Ongoing pa?
Yes,
Ongoing pa
it's still
construction.
ongoing, you know. But in principle, it has been approved that it will be funded.
Right
until
now,
it will be
ang
there.
academy nyo nasa PNPA pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Andun pa?
Yes.
Continue, sir.
In the next slide, this is the explanation on how the budget of 1.6 billion will be utilized, Your Honor. So we hope to realize the project by 2027, hopefully. However, if phase 3 will be finished, Your Honor, we can start using the facilities. Please go back. Yes, if phase 3 is finished, sir, even before 2027, we can start using this outdoor firing range, the everything, the rappelling tower, the kill house and everything. So kahit wala pa
So
yung-
nakalagay ito ngayon sa NIP, ha? Nakalagay?
Yes. No, sir, we are asking for, no, not
Asking
yet.
for insertion?
Yeah, insertion. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
sige. Dapat kinonsider ito ng DBM na importante ito para matapos na ito agad. At priority nila ito.
We will be very honest with you, Your Honor. We thought we will not be able to transfer the 500 million budget that was given to us last year. So medyo nahiya kami, baka mabilaukan kami. But we never expected that the permits and everything that was required by DPWH will be done in so short a time. And that's the reason why it's also time that it's a budget season and timing lang po talaga na nailipat namin yung pera doon. So hindi po kami nahiya na humingi itong 300.
Sige, sir. Continue. Yung PNPA, gustong-gusto na rin kayong paalisin doon sa kampo nila eh.
Yes, Your Honor. Every year they remind us that we should...
Madali na sila paalisin kayo doon, kaya dapat bilisan rin paggawa nito.
Yes, Your Honor.
Continue.
So far, sir, these are pictures of what's happening in the academy, in the construction of the academy now. Of the fencing, sir, it's may 180 meters na lang na hindi pa na fence.
How big is the area, sir? Ilang hectares?
11 hectares, but I think 10 hectares usable. 10 hectares usable, sir. Rolling terrain, sir.
Gawin na rin yun ng maraming, yung parang race nyo, maraming base para pwede tayo magpa-competition doon ng mga level 2, level 3.
Yes, I think, sir, that is the
Kasi
design. Yes.
10 hectares eh. Kalaki-laki ng 10 hectares. Kalagay kayo ng mga siguro mga full base doon na pwede na magpa-competition doon ng every weekend, di ba? Para,
Yeah.
kasi kung palagi kayong magpa-competition dyan sa loob, yung mga ahente ninyo, gaganahan yan sumali ng sumali hanggang sa gumaling kayo lahat yan. Very firearms proficient na kayo lahat yan pag meron kayong ganyang facility sa loob. Ganado ang mga agents yan na mag-practice na mag-practice. Motivation.
We'll do it, Your Honor. Yeah. The second slide, I have explained this already earlier, Your Honor. And to the next slide, the remaining amount of, next slide please, of 695,705,820 will be requested for release in fiscal year 2026 to 2027. This includes the construction of all other facilities and buildings, at a contingency cost of 20% and furniture cost of 30% for the buildings and facilities. For this part of presentation, I would like to discuss with you PIDEA's major programs, activities, and projects, Your Honor. Our PIDEA, because PIDEA was created with the sole mandate of implementing RA 9165, it has no other major program, activity, or project apart from the Dangerous Drug Supply Reduction and Suppression Program, to which 2,890,766,000 was allocated in 2024 and 3,389,000 in 2025 with a total of 493, 98, and 237 million increase. And with this slide, we officially end our presentation. Again, the members of PIDEA would like to express our sincerest gratitude for the support of this honorable body to the anti-illegal drug campaign. PIDEA commits to being prudent in management and utilization of the resources entrusted to us by the government and the Filipino people. The nation can count on us for a reliable and effective anti-illegal drug campaign. Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.